Greetings, minions, Wookiees, and fellow gamers. This is Silverblade Dagger playing Empyrion Galactic Survival, and this is episode 25. And this will be my last episode of this season. Basically, I need to restart the game and play with the new update that came out. Well, as you're watching this, it would be the previous week, and it's messed up my game in the sense that my map no longer works right, and I'm also missing out on some of the POIs on at least Aqua, and I did see one on the moon from the previous episode, as you may have seen, but I really want to make full use of what the new patch is put out, and I'm sure that probably as this episode is airing on Friday, the 9th of October, most likely another patch or even two has come out for Empyrion, and I don't even know what to venture what they're doing, what those are about. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so this will be my last episode for this season, and then we'll start a new game. Right now, I'm just doing a futile attempt at, refining all the stuff that we gathered when we were on the moon of Omicron. If you did see my previous episode, you will know that my ship got blasted, and I don't think I'm going to do any repairs on it. It's kind of a futile thing at this point. But I gotta say, for the design that I have, it's kind of built like an A10 Thunderbolt or Warthog. It was like a flying bathtub. It's taken some pretty gnarly hits in the past and this time, and it's still around to be able to be flown again, just like the A10 Warthogs are. But the Warthogs actually do it better because, well, yeah. But anyways, yeah, we're just going to grind down these resources and find some busy work to do, I guess. So this is almost done with the Promethium. And then we can move forward. Eventually. One more. Alright, one more. Alright, that's it. So we'll cancel out of that. We'll get up there. There we go. So there, and let's crank out a bunch of fuel packs. So we'll just spam this a bunch and call that good. Turn it on. We need to get some of that healing, but none of that sexual healing. This is a video game, and we don't need that. So anyways, yeah, we get pretty wasted by just a tower and some drones, and because my flight skills are either too much or not enough for this game, considering my computer situation, it didn't really help me out much when it come to dealing with that. We did conquer the tower, mind you, but it came at a great cost. And if you haven't seen my previous episode, I'll show you the effects, kind of give you a down and dirty rundown of what happened, or the effects of what happened, rather. So we'll get all healed up here, and I'll show you what happened. Good enough. Okay, I wish it was more daylight out, but yeah, that's the inside of my ship that you should not be seeing from the outside of my ship. That side should look more or less like this side. And what had happened was I took a pretty wicked hit, either through the bottom or through the top. And if you're familiar with the layout of my ship here, it was a mirror. And come on, jump up. And you little bastard, get in here. There we go. Oh, come on. Yeah. Anyways, let's get up here real quick, if I can. Come on, game, work with me here. Of course not. All right. What is on the left side was pretty much mirrored here on the right side. Some kind of ordnance, probably plasma or a rocket, penetrated through either the floor, the ceiling, or the outer wall and hit one of the fuel cells, which exploded, causing a chain reaction to explode the other fuel cells, and it destroyed all of them, plus at least I think 4 of my refrigerators. It took out my core that I just replaced. It took out an oxygen tank. It was pretty catastrophic, and it went through the ceiling and the floor and the wall. I mean, a whole chunk of ship. And I managed to take out my attacker, basically on foot. And luckily, I had an extra core on me. I dropped that in and was able to get the ship back to flying capability. Shot up some bad guys. Looted a tower. I did encounter the new alien troops, and had to use the ship to take one out, because those guys, their guns are frickin' wicked. I mean, they're no joke. Where some of the drones with machine guns will shoot you, and you could take a bunch of hits, and it'll only take a little out of your health. The guns that these alien troopers were shooting take out large chunks of your health really quick. But luckily, the 3 alien troopers that I had killed had small med packs on them, and that was able to save my bacon, because I was literally within 10 or 25 points of health from dying. So there is that. Plus there is a couple of the miniature turrets inside a tower, so I had to get rid of those. But yeah, the old bird here, she's pretty much done. That was, I'm gonna definitely say that was her last flight, and kind of sad, but you know, that's how it goes, I guess. So we need to get some chow and eat a ration pack, I suppose. Alright, it's good. So let's see, these are done. Awesome. So anyways, since this is the last episode for this season, let's kind of go over the base. Let me get a flashlight, because reasons. If I can find it. There we are. Alright, so let's just go over what the base has been for this season. For those that may or may not know. Of course, we've got our food replicator, processor, whatever there. My refrigerators. Now, Hal noticed this, and I haven't heard anybody else notice, make a comment of it. If I don't even know if anybody else had noticed it, but I turned my refrigerators sideways, facing each other, so it kind of has this nice visual appeal to it. And I put up here, this fridge is dedicated for wheat, bread, flour, usually a finished product. This one's for durians. This one is for pear things. These two are for meat, ham, and raw meats. And basically, this is pretty much for the manufacturing of emergency rations. Over here, I would store tomatoes and extra meat if I had it to make the canned meat. And then I got mushrooms, trumpet greens, that stuff from other planets, and I just stored them up there because I didn't know if they had any use or not. I thought this would have been a good idea. It turned out to be not. And so there's a power generator, fuel cells. I thought they'd be nice in the ground. I'm not liking it. I thought the same thing for the constructors, and these also not liking it. So next season, changing that. So we got the medical bay, oxygen tank, oxygen diddle hopper there. Over here, we had water and oxygen generation, which has been going pretty much non-stop. And it was intended that this area could be where I can get to it from inside the base, have lighting that was not running off of the base's power, because these stand lights are awesome. I think they're probably one of the best improvements to the game or add-ons to the game since it went live. And yeah, out here we have the landing pad. I have a crate here for building supplies and all that. I built this with the transparent windows, and underneath I have one of those stand lights so that it shines the light up through it. It kind of gives it a nice little eerie glow, but it was also intended to be lighting without having to rely on the base's power. Trying to be conservative with the power bill, so to speak, but I ended up having to get these kind of lights out because, I mean, look how dark it is. It's ridiculous. But it was an experiment, and you know, there's things that could have been made better on it. But anyways, there's that. And of course, this is where I made the ship, and of course you need a majorly big landing area for a ship of this size. Everything that's in the stripe zone probably would be fine for a really small fighter type craft, but for an all-in-one base ship, you gotta have something bigger. We also did transparent ceiling, or non-transparent, so you can't look in from above, but you can look out from underneath. That was to kind of work out the lighting situation. And then in here is the greenhouse. And all of the farm plots here, I have it 3x3 grid, so you make 9 of each type of plant. All these over here on this side of the greenhouse, that was durians, got pear things, we got wheat, we got corn. All this side is strictly for the manufacture of emergency rations, which is my preferred food stuff in the game. Now others might like the dino stew, the canned meat, and you know, they have their merits for each. But for me, my preference is emergency rations, even though they cost a lot more in resources to make. Over here I got, you know, the coffee, which I never really fully fleshed out. I also did another thing here with underfloor lighting. Did it on the other side here as well. And the lights for that is not run off the base's power. I got aloe. I got pumpkins. I got tomatoes and aqua fruit. And those, all this stuff on this side non-essential foodstuffs. I do use the tomatoes for canned meat if I'm kind of in a pinch. But really, everything on this side, if it's not used for one thing or another, it's all used for rotting to making spoiled crap for making nutrient solution. So up in here, as you can see, there's that. Now I have a storage crate here and here. Those are essentially compost bins. Any of the produce that I have here that I don't really have any plans on using for anything else, I'll just chuck them up there and let them rot. And as you saw, 35 spoiled food, which goes in the food processor, make nutrient solution to make more farm plots or seedlings. I also put in a refrigerator for each side, just in case I wanted to store stuff, and or the refrigerators in here were overflown. So there was a method to that kind of madness. So we'll put the spoiled crap in there and the water. As you can see, I got just the resources that the food processor needs that isn't food, so I can manufacture stuff no problem. I have two constructors. This one here is for the raw goods, the raw ores or whatever, so we can refine it into ingots. These are here because they're excess, they're extras. Over here, I got 999 iron, copper, cobalt, and silicon. All the excess went over here. And this one here is all the ingots and the more refined goods, and they're all in order as they appear on here, or at least they should be, so they're easier to find and queue up. So that's what that's about, and it does make it a little easier for making stuff. Over here, this is kind of like ammo for my drills and tools, and lights, oxygen, that kind of thing. This here is kind of like the biologicals box for plants, plant materials for like lights, medicines, oxygen, extra small oxygen bottles, all that stuff. All that's for right here. In fact, I'm going to take this just in case. But that's what this box is for. This box is excess building parts, whether it's lights, thrusters, stuff that I may have picked up or made accidentally and didn't quite need. I just chuck them up in here, and so that's kind of like an odds and ends building box. These two boxes are weapons and ammo, most of which I've picked up through loot. So I just chuck them up there because I didn't want to bother having to sort through all that stuff just to find it. So I hope that kind of covers pretty much the layout of the base. It's worked pretty good for me this season, but I have plans on doing something different in the next season. So it's just a matter of figuring out where I spawn and what stuff's around, and then we'll play off of that. Now out here, there was a giant frickin' ass hill here, and I used the drill tool as well as the leveling tool. Oh, hey there, salad monster. To flatten this all out, just so I can have a nice view of the water. I mean, who doesn't like oceanside property, right? So there's that. I mean, it all came up to like up to here type thing. So that's the greenhouse, which is like 2/3 the size of the entire base, really. Up here's an outdoor garden of aqua fruit because it's excess, and if I wanted more fruit, there it is. There's the outside of my cube. And that's, I think, pretty much covers it. Yeah, so you guys get the idea. And for those of you that's been watching, I know it's boring review, but perhaps there's something to be learned from me describing my reasoning behind things. This has actually been a pretty good location, and if you want to spawn in this particular location, I have the same resources that I have. I believe the spawn number for this version is 110975 or 1975. I can't remember which. I'll have to look back at episode 1 of this season to make sure, but essentially it's my birth date, and it's actually a pretty good location. There was iron close nearby. All the resource deposits were pretty good size and quite nearby. Some of them clustered together quite well. You do spawn near 2 towers, one there and one there, I think it is, or is it? Yeah, it's there. There's one that's over there, I believe, somewhere, and over there. So you got some towers nearby, but you're safe enough that they're not attacking you, and you can go in on foot. Another feature that's nice is out here. Yeah, out here there was a spot when I first spawned in the game, somewhere in this area here. I think it was from this point right here. The dinosaurs, the salad monsters, the boogers, all that, they're trying to cross the river here, and they would just bunch up. So you could easily find 3 or 4 dinosaurs just stuck in one spot, so you can snipe them and get some meat really easy here. I kind of built my base here between, kind of on this peninsula between 2 bodies of water, which was kind of nice. Extended out into the water a bit too, as you can kind of see here. So there's like a little flat plain between this body of water and over there. So I thought it was a pretty good ideal spot. And if you think it is pretty good, well, there's this. I just gave you the spawn number for it, or the whatever number it is that you can type in. It's 110975 or 11091975. And excuse me for yawning. It's late. So if you like this spot, there you go. You can make use of it as you please. So, and yeah, and the glitches are crazy, the graphical glitches. There are plenty of plant resources nearby. There was a bunch of hot dog bushes or corn dog bushes. All the way around here, there is this thorn plant that respawns. Of course, there's the dinosaurs, triceratopses, and all that. There was fiber all over out here. There's coffee, or kava, whatever you want to call it. Up here, there's a stand of those alien plants, and there's also some aloe that was growing there. That's how I got it for my garden in the greenhouse. What other stuff? There's cobra plants. What else was there? There's wild aqua fruits around. So this is a pretty good spot with abundant resources. So yeah, it might be very much worth your while to spawn the same map as I have. Entirely up to you, but you got the tools now to do so. I can't think of anything else that's useful for you right now. But I hope you enjoyed this season. I know that it's been kind of rough in spots, especially with the space combat and all. But I had a blast. I really liked my ship. I liked Haladmer's ship challenge, which got me to build this, which with the wing design was sort of a way of finalizing the ship that I was building in Season 1, the Star Fury. It's not exactly the Star Fury I was building, but for this season. But this is what the engines were kind of going to be like. So it's kind of a topping off, and that closes that book. So we'll try to see about doing something new in a new season. So anyways, I think that's about all I can really say and show. But I've had a blast this season. I'm really looking forward to the next. Got some good ideas coming up, and I want to do some experiments and kick much more alien ass. I hope you guys will join me for that. I know some of you guys are diehards and will definitely will, but I ain't gonna take that for granted. But yeah, well, let's suck up some oxygen. Oh, gotta hit R. And one more. That's another thing is in the changes that you have to hit R or T to refill your oxygen now, which is kind of nice. So it isn't just running it up by it or running by it and not intending to get oxygen, and you end up getting filled and it sucks up all your oxygen tanks. I'm glad that you have some manual control over it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that with a new season, with the current, it's now current update, but in a restarted game. So anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for watching, so much for staying with me this season. Thank you guys for your comments. I want to hear more comments from you guys. Positive comments, constructive ones. Those are the only ones I'm going to pay any attention to. I really haven't had any negative ones. But thank you guys for that. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys' thoughts are on things. Not just that you like or whatever what I've done, but what could I have done better? Chances are I will fully agree with you, or am already aware of things I could have done better. But still, I'd like to hear from you guys. What you guys have as suggestions, ideas. Yeah, just nice to get some input from you guys. I've already had some input, and some of it funny, some of it encouraging, some of it it's all useful and pleasant. So yeah, thank you guys for that. So if you do like my video, or this particular video especially, please give me a like. And if you think the video is worth sharing, by all means, please share it. But do not spawn my videos. I don't want to get you in trouble or me in trouble. Just do what you feel is right. And please subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the videos I'm making, whether it's 7 Days to Die, Empyrion, or Defense Grid The Awakening. And hopefully Alpha 13 comes out for 7 Days to Die so we can start fresh on 2 games instead of just 1. So anyways, guys, that's it for me. I'm done. So long, Season 2. It's been interesting. And until next time, guys, see you later. Twitch.